regarding it, I got a clue in order to access your FTP. Everyone joined. Okay. So there is a Drive HQ. Just you can search with Drive HQ. Just try to log in the same. Just try to sign up here. Just sign up with a free account. Here, while sign up, it will access your username, the password, and couple of details, which is common details. Okay. Once you have username, the password for this application, okay, you need to open this WinSAP server and good morning. So once you successfully register your Drive HQ website, just click on the new session here. This is host name http.drivehq.com, which is common host for everyone. Okay, I ping in the chart screen, and the port number is always 21, and file protocol is always FTP. File protocol is always FTP. Okay, and your Drive HQ website username and password. Drive HQ username and password. Okay, you can register yourself and you can try to connect your FTP and configure the same FTP in your OIC. So while configure the FTP in the OIC, there also you need to provide file protocol as FTP. The same details you need to populate against your FTP connection in the OIC. Getting how to create WinSAP. This FTP logins, guys. So yesterday I did the same, so I can able to connect the same. So that you can connect your own FTP. Now you can play with your files. So any doubts here? Sripath, it's clear?
Yeah, Vijay.
It's clear, right?
Yes, yes.
We'll try and let you know if any doubts.
Yeah, Ashwini, tell me. Anyone has any doubts here? FTP configuration.
No, so far it is clear, Vijay. Like we'll try, and if getting stuck,
it's very
or something,
simple
then
and straightforward. Just try to create an account and use the username and password. And your FTP name is common, which is drivehq.ftp.com, and use port number 21, and file protocol is FTP. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So here FTP configuration, integrations, connections, and
Okay. When I try to connect OIC instance, it's going to an error page.
Error page. Is everyone seeing error page?
1 second. I'm using this credentials. I just ping it.
This is FTP3. Just click on the create. The same I'm able to connect here.
And it is redirecting to.
Is everyone facing the same issue for voice application? Vishal, you are seeing same issue?
No, sir. You will provide the login details. You provide the login details. It is a login.
Okay.
Give MPL and welcome address.
There is no issue. Just you can clear your cache browser.
Okay. Let me try cache and check.
Okay. So this is your FTP where it is trying to configure, right? Click on the create. So here FTP server host address. Host address I ping in the chart screen. This is my host address, ftpdrivehq.com, and port is 21, And SFTP connection, no, it's always no. Okay, and username, the password, something tech leads, and password something welcome it. You can use the same for your also, for your purpose. You can use the same, no issues. Either you can create a new connection or you can use the same. Username the tech leads and the password is welcome at 123 W is capital and try to test it. Authentication enable the current FTP server. FTP connection, no FTP server port 21. So did not remember the password. FTP server host 21 only, right? This is drive HQ, file protocol is 21. So FTP, no, anyway. Okay, anyway, it will connect. We'll try to continue same. So to recap, yesterday we have done, up to BIP report, right? We are trying to invoke in a BIP report and try to update the data to our staging table. Same will continue. Chip 11, your building extension to the BCS. So this is up to, we are getting SHIP2 values and try to perform the same. Now it's time to perform the validations. In order to do the validations, right? For each file, you need to do the validations. For the same validations also, you need to get an SQL statement here, or well, here itself you can perform the validations. So here, if just you can add in a switch case, if the status is success, if update SHIP2 status is success, if the status is success, it's time to perform Oracle, time to perform validations. It's time to perform the validation. So what the validation is nothing but just we'll try to invoke one of the validation procedure. Then in the same way, we'll see the procedure code. This is GP11 ATP database. And this is validation validate data, invoke a stored procedure. And select a beam schema. And this is my package. Here you can select associated method, which is synchronous call, right? A synchronous call only. This is my package. Populate error. Yeah, synchronous call. This is a synchronous call procedure. Sorry, here when you select the procedure, again inside you can see the parameters. See here, just you can scroll down. File ID, file flow ID is the input, and the job name is output. Just click on the next and then done. So you have file ID and flow ID. Just try to add the same here. For each. This is file ID and this is flow ID. So for each file, it will try to validate the data. Okay. Now, we'll see this procedure. Here, first there is a procedure which is XX validate file data. There is a procedure to validate file data. The inputs are file ID and flow ID. So here I have one of the type, record type is there. I am trying to declare some couple of variables for header level. And this is my cursor. Just I'm trying to testing purpose, just I'm using one only header validations. Okay. So this is the same record type I'm creating as a table type variable. And this is my header data. And one of the cursor, I'm trying to fetch header get error data staging table master record ID, which is HARIMP followed by file ID and the flow ID. Okay. So here, open the cursor, loop, fetch, and fetch header data bulk collect into so and so table type variable. So for in all the records, if my cursor dot currency code is null in my staging table at the header level, if the currency code is null, L message is missing currency code, and immediately XX populate error 1 procedure I'm trying to invoke. So while invoking, I am trying to pass file ID, flow ID, and something entry number, header entry number, and billing ID. These are unique keys. So this error, this procedure, this is my procedure. I'm accepting all the input parameters. So here I'm trying to get the file name here for the same flow ID and the file ID, and inserting my error information into one of the error table, like 6ER inverse error table. Okay. Inserting error data into my error table. So whenever any error is there, simply it will try to, if any validation gets failed, it will try to insert the data into my error table. The way I'm checking the currency code and customer account for testing purpose. Okay. Now this procedure, this validation procedure, I'm not directly invoking from the OIC. I'm trying to invoke from one of the asynchronous call procedure. There is asynchronous call procedure would be there. This is asynchronous call procedure. One of the procedure is there. This have two input parameters, file ID, flow ID, and one of the output parameter, which is job name. So here in this asynchronous call, there is a variable VPL equal block, something a variable I'm holding my validation procedure. This is my validation procedure, XX validate file data and accepting file ID and flow ID, and it's anonymous block. This anonymous block statement I'm holding into one of the variable. Okay, and I'm trying to construct a job name here, one of the job name followed by the file ID. So every iteration this get any unique job name here. Okay, and one of the standard package or procedure DBMS scheduler dot create job. It has couple of parameters. Job name, we need to pass the job name. Job type is field equal block. Job action is our variable, whichever anonymous block is there. That's an anonymous block, and the type is field equal block. That's it. So when it is successfully invoked, it will try to insert one record into one of the standard table. Okay, and backend it will try to invoke this procedure. Backend, we are appending this statement in one of the field SQL block, right? In the backend, it will try to run your main procedure, main package procedure, and in one of the table we will check whether the status is success or not of your job. Okay, in the backend we are trying to run this procedure. We are not directly invoking this validation procedure from the OIC. So what is the significance? the significance here, why asynchronous call come into picture is nothing but if you see the database adapter when you use SQL procedures, here Oracle is giving some set of instructions for us. Okay. So here, if you see, please ensure stored procedure gets completed by 4 minutes in order to avoid timeouts. Always your stored procedure can be executed within the OIC only 4 minutes. If it is exceeds 4 minutes, obviously your integration error status. It will given instructions for timeout and your integration status in error. The flow itself stop. If your procedure will execute more than 4 minutes. Do remember, for use cases involving long-running stored procedure, please follow the steps and 3-4. If you assume if it will take more than 4 minutes, then model a wrapper procedure as a fire and forget. Invoke the actual procedure from the wrapper. So our wrapper procedure, nothing but asynchronous procedure. In that asynchronous procedure, we are firing and forgetting our main procedure by dbms scheduler.create job. We are firing and forgetting the main procedure, and your asynchronous procedure will be submitting from your OIC, invoking actual procedure. Actual procedure and remember your asynchronous procedure. Asynchronous procedure can be submitting from the OIC. Within the asynchronous procedure, we are invoking our actual procedure, firing and forget. Okay. So how will you get that status? Whether your actual procedure is, it's completed or not. How will you get that is nothing but here. So once my asynchronous procedure is successfully invoked, immediately it will return a job name which is out variable. This is a job name. This is job name. I am trying to return the job name which is out. Okay. So here there is a standard table is available.
Vijay, asynchronous procedure is a standard.
DBMS schedule is standard.
But Vijay, cannot we use the simple procedures here, like instead
Can
creating
use
the
already we have
DBMS
used
job?
simple procedure, right? This is here we call a simple procedure directly. Update shift to.
Yeah, but here also they are instructing it is fire and forget. So like simple procedure also we are firing and forgetting, right? So
No, simple procedure we cannot fire and forget. This is I am using simple procedure. It won't take minimum 1 or 2 minutes also. So I don't have any issues. Let's assume my valid. I have lakhs of records. For lakhs of records, it will take 5 minutes to validate the data for each record. Each record I have n number of validations. Okay. Let's assume it will take more than 5 minutes. If you use the direct procedure, here it will time out. Getting?
okay. But only downside, like every time it will create a new job, right? For every call.
Time, yeah. For each invocation, it will create a new job.
Okay.
So this is all scheduler programs, scheduler job runs.
Or Vijay, like just a question here, like if we create an autonomous transaction here, so
It won't work. Autonomous. Independent transit will provide the commit, right?
Yeah, it will take a different session, right? It will not wait for this session, I guess. So
Can you get the status? Let's complete this. We will get the know.
okay.
This is my all scheduler job run details, which is a standard table. Okay. When you invoke your DBMS scheduler create job, it will insert a record in this table with a job name. And then here you will get status. For example, if your inside procedure, your downline procedure is running 10 minutes, nothing but your main procedure is running 10 minutes, the status is running here. The status is running. So in you status is running, immediately need to come out of from the database adapter here. We are not waiting at the database adapter here. That is advantage here. Let's assume here need to create a variable for a while loop. Asynchronous status. Very first time something submit. And add a while loop here. Here variable async status is not equal to success. What is the status? Yes, succeeded. Not equal to succeeded. Not equal to error. These two statuses, if anyone meet, we will try to terminate while loop. This is my while loop here. Inside the while loop, write a select statement here. Asynchronous job status and SQL statement. Just click on the next and use this here. Status. Job name equal job name. The parameter, just use the same. Add here. Now map here, whenever your asynchronous procedure successfully submitted, it will return a response job name. This job name need to map here. Job name. And now it will execute in a select statement execute. It will return a response which is select statement output. For example, it is running 10 minutes. 10 minutes, it will keep on get the status running. You need to hold the same in the same variable every time, and it will verify the while loop. This is output and this is status. Now, so what would happen here? For example, when you invoke a normal procedure here, when you invoke a normal procedure, it will wait here itself until 4 minutes. Here it will wait until 4 minutes in order to complete your procedure, and it will return a response once your procedure invocation is successfully completed. Okay, to avoid this, we are invoking the same main procedure from one of the DBMS scheduler.create job asynchronous procedure. One of the standard package is there. Just you need to fire and forget your main procedure. we are firing and forgetting the status here. Immediately we are coming out of from the database adapter. We are not waiting here. So how will you know whether your procedure is successfully completed or not is nothing but in a while loop, we are checking the job status. If it is succeeded, nothing but inside whichever main procedure is there, that is successfully completed. If it is taking 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, no issues. There is no impact for your database adapter. Getting? Here, any doubts?
Yes.
Now it's clear?
Yeah.
Simply we are out of from the database adapter by invoking main procedure from the asynchronous procedure and checking the job status from one of the standard tables. Okay, this is the advantage of your asynchronous call. So most of the DBCS integration will use the same approach. Okay, if it is simple PL SQL procedure, no issues, you can directly invoke. If it is more coding is there and more validations, if you want to perform, obviously you need to use this validation procedure, especially for the validation purpose only, we will use this. Even though for validations also, it won't take 4 minutes. Max, it will, as my experience, I processed 2 lakhs of records in each file. It took minimum, 6 seconds, 8 seconds, 10 seconds like that only. Since we are going to use collections concept, the complete collections concept you need to use for PL SQL packages, especially when you're working with the DBCS with integrations. Do not go for normal approach, normal for loops and all. So obviously it will take more time. If you want to update the data, use for all. If you want to delete the data, use for all update, for all delete, and use bulk data collect concepts in your PL SQL. Okay. Now here you can verify the status. In a switch case, switch only, right? So this is my switch case. Now you can verify where I have added, sorry, where I have inside the loop. Now here you can verify if the asynchronous status job status is succeeded. If the status is succeeded, nothing but there is no validation errors in your data. Everything is looks good. Now you can update your table. Update your file entry table with a batch status is pending. Perform an operation, update, just click on the next. And just click admin. And this is my file entry table. Put the tables. Just click on the next and then. Now you can update the same here against file ID, flow ID. Just need to update the file status is success and the batch status is pending. Earlier batch status is new. Now we are updating with the different status. For each, this is file ID, this is load flow ID, and file status is success. Batch status is pending. So wherever batch status is pending is nothing but the file is ready to process to create AR invoices. Everything's data looks good. Flat file data. If it is failed, you need to update the batch statuses with an error status here. With the same ATP database connection, if you take the file status, you need to update with an error status here. Okay, getting?
Vijay, one question here, like in this previous operation, we are not mapping the the nodes.
Where?
We just map those in the for each, right?
Here.
The update, yeah.
Yeah, it's a
in the mapping.
single row, right? File entry table does have in a single record for each file. Whereas staging tables contain your file data, repeating data. This is file entry table. For each file, you have only one record.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Okay, we are trying to update for each file.
Yes.
Since we are already in loop here, this is a loop, right?
Yes.
Yeah. For each file, we are trying to process the same here.
Yeah, got it, Vijay. Thank you.
So this is all about DBCS integration. Now, if any errors are there, let's assume if any errors are there, nothing but assume if any errors are there. So how will you verify the error status here? Before updating the file batch status, here you need to get the error count from your table. Again, use an ATP database connection. Select count of star from where, select count of star from XXAR invoice error table, where file ID and flow ID. If any data is available, if the count is 0 is nothing but you need to perform this step. Okay. If count is not equal to 0, you have an errors. So in the not equal to node, you need to update the file entry status is error and write the data into one of the CSV file and send any email notification. That is same as your GL everyday process. You will do, right? Okay, let's add this step at the last. Check error count or get error count. Run a SQL statement. Just click on the next and select count of star from XAR invoice error table where file ID file ID and flow ID. Flow ID. Just validate whether the table is correct or not. We'll see. Now you will get a count if any errors are there. So you need to map file ID, flow ID here. File ID, this is flow ID. The same as your inbound pattern field SQL package code. Just we are putting as a diagrammatic representation. Okay. Now here the response you will get a count, right? For that count, you need to add a switch case here. If get error count, my count is 0. If my count is 0, then you need to update the same. Just reposition here. Getting? If the count is not equal to 0, obviously it will come to otherwise. Here you need to write the data into your one of the CSV file. Whichever error table data is there, you need to write to CSV file and send an email notification for failure one and update this batch status with error here itself. So this is all about your DBCS integration. Okay. And once the stage 1 is completed, stage 2. Stage 2, you need to verify very first time here in the select statement. If any batch status is pending, select star from so and so table where batch status is pending. You need to get multiple files and write the data to the FBDA CSV files, interface linesall.csv, interface distributionsall.csv, and zip the file, submit the load interface, add the while loop. If the status is success, submit the main import. The same GL FBDA process, nothing is changed. Okay. So here one more thing, whenever your validation procedure is successfully completed with all, there is no validation errors, it will try to insert the data into your, here one more step we need to add. If the count is 0, you need to insert the data into your FBDA custom tables. Whichever file data is there, the file data you need to insert into FBDA custom tables. So for that, there is a procedure. This is XX insert FBDA data. Whichever file data is there, I am trying to insert into, same as I have created two interface tables, two custom interface tables, same as your FBDA standard table. So I am trying to insert the data here from your staging table. So wherever segregation is required, you need to use the same. Insert lines data and insert distributions data. Okay, this procedure you need to invoke here. And once that procedure status is success, here there is a out status is, there is a out state, a variable is there. If that procedure status is success, you need to update the file batch status. That is the last step you need to add here. Okay. So this is all about DBCS integration. It's most complex integration. It's not easy to achieve in a single step. First, you need to thoroughly practice your GL web services and this GL FBDA process and file activities. Then only you can work on this DBCS integration. Okay, you will get a number of issues in real time. We need to add steps.
Vijay, can you repeat the last part? Like if error count is 0,
Yeah,
which tables do we have to insert that?
Now, if error count is 0, I am trying to insert my file data, whichever flat file data, or as of now, where we have the flat file data in my staging table, right?
Yes.
In my staging table, I have headers and lines records. So I am segregating headers and line records into my same as FBDA custom tables. I am inserting into flat file data, which is staging table data, to my FBDA custom tables, FBDA custom tables. Whenever procedure executed, your data is in your FBDA custom tables. Simply you need to write the data to your CSV files, just straight away mappings. Okay, so while inserting here, you need to perform the manipulations. For example, this is my line staging table, FBDA RA interface line staging table here. I need all the columns in my table. So this is my data. For example, here I need the business unit. I'm trying to populate the business unit, and I'm trying to perform on case condition. If credit table flag is D and intercompany flag is N, I'm trying to manipulate. This is transaction type. This is credit memo transaction type value I'm getting. Intercompany transaction type, intercompany credit memo transaction type, and the date formats trying to manipulate like this. Always your BD date format should be like this. And the payment terms. Sorry, where is currency codes? Here, if the currency code is, if you get a functional currency, no issues. If you get a non-functional currency, you can use currency conversion type is spot, and the rest of details you can pass the same. The way you need to pass, need to insert the data into the everyday custom tables, and you can map the data in the second integration direct column to column. Since your everyday custom table columns and your CSV columns should be same. Okay, with the reference of CSV only, I have created this everyday custom table. Getting?
Yes.
No, don't worry. I will place these two end-to-end integrations. I will place in your G drive. The complete stage 1 and stage 2. Simply you need to replace the connections and try to see the entire flow. Okay. So this is all about your DBCS. Now the migration. How you will do the migrations from one instance to another instance. As you know, clone, right? Everyone know the clone, right? The clone significance, right? Shripad, then you know the clone, right?
Yes.
What is
Yes,
it?
sir.
Anyone?
It will clone from the.
Yeah, it will create a replica of your
Copy of.
integration. Just it will create a duplicate integration with a different name. Just you can rename and you can use that version. That is a clone. Clone is nothing but it will create a new integration, the complete replica of new integration, which is clone. There is a version, create new version. Just click on the create new version and it will create a new version with the same integration name, but the version will be changed here. Now it's 1.1. Just click on the create version. This is 1.0 version. This is 1.01 version. For example, you are migrated this DBCS 1.0 integration to the target instance. Later on, some changes are requested by client. So if you fix any changes, immediately need to create a new version on the same integration, and you can work on this 1.0.1 version. Do not work on existing integration. Don't touch. Always you need to create a version integration and do the changes here itself. And just try to activate this integration. If we create 10 versions, always one version should be in active status. It's not possible to activate 10 version integrations at a time. Among 10 versions, you need to activate a single integration, single version integration. So while activating the next version of integration, it will show in a prompt, so on so version integration already active status. I'm going to deactivate the same. For example, I'm trying to activate 1.0.1 version. Just try to activate it. Since already activating integration GP11 1.01 requires deactivate integration, which is 1.0. Are you sure want to deactivate it? Yes. Just click on activate. It will deactivate your lower version and it will activate your higher version. If it is low to high, obviously it will take vice versa. So it's deactivated. Now it's trying to activate. So always any one of the version integration should be in active status. This is a version concept. Okay. Now,
Vijay, in the integration flow, if one connection is used, right? So if we want to change the connection, modify the connection, how we can change?
it won't accept your connection unless if you remove the connection from your integration.
For example, can you go to our integration GP11 AR bill list files? If you go, list files.
A connection, right? Yeah.
So it is based on something like a GP9 FTP.
GP11 FTP.
11 FTP1. Okay. If I want to change to connection based on same FTP adapter like a GP12 FTP something.
Okay.
How we can change it?
That is, I'm going to explain here.
Okay.
So now let's assume you are trying to migrate this integration to the target instance. How will you migrate is nothing but first migration. Just click on export. So it will download IAR file to your local machine, IAR file. Okay. So what IAR file does contain is nothing but it contains the complete dependency of your integration, either lookups, either connections, and your JavaScript functions, whatever it may be. The complete dependency information it will download in the format of IAR file. When you export this integration to the target instance, let's assume this is target instance. Just click on the import and try to upload the same. So this is my integration. Just click on the open. Just click on the import here. Now just focus on the import. When you click on the import, so it's import your integration to the instance. So while import, all your dependency information will be configured here automatically. The connections, lookups, and JavaScript functions. Let's assume I have GP11 FTP in my test instance. In SIT instance, I have GP12 FTP instance. The connection names are different. The moment what you will do, if the connection names are different, in real time, all the time connection names would be same across all the instances. The names will be maintained same. If the connection names are different, okay, just click on the import. Just click on the open. Here, import and configure button is there. Just click on the import and configure. Just you can forget about this. Already integration is there. The reason we are getting that error. Now you will get the configuration screen. It will import and it will open the configuration screen. Here you can see, as of now, this integration has a dependency of this connection. If you have the lookups, you can see the lookups here. Okay. If you have JavaScript function, you can see the JavaScript functions you cannot see. You can see only lookups and connections here. Now here, this connection, GP11 FTP connection as of now using the current integration. So I want to map this FTP connection with my SIT instance connection name. Here, there is a replace option would be available the right side. Just click on the replace. You can see all your FTP connections here. You can see all your this adapter related connections is see here in your target instance. Just you can replace with your target FTP connection. Let's assume this is my FTP. Now it is replaced with your new connection name. The way this is database adapter. Just see now you can see all DB related connections here. Just replace. This is the report service. You can see all your SOAP related connections here. This is SOAP. Now all connections are replaced with your SIT instance. Just save it. Now try to activate your integration. It will be inactivated successfully without any issues.
Yeah, got it, Vijay. This is replacing in target instance, right?
Yes. So if you want to replace within the instance, just go to here. There is a direct configure is available here. Just click on the configure and you can replace the same within the instance.
Okay, fine. Great. Thanks.
Within the instance, if you want to replace. So this is all about migration. And do remember one more step. These lookups, your DVM lookups cannot migrate the second iteration onwards. You are successfully migrate your first integration and you're done with the changes. You are trying to migrate the same integration to your target instance the second time. Let's assume the second time there is a change on your lookups. Lookup entry, you are done with some lookup entries, the second iteration. Okay. Very first time only it will migrate your lookups to your target instance. It won't overwrite your existing lookups to the new lookups data. You need to manually download your lookups. If you're done with any changes in the lookups, okay, just click on export to CSV and connect to the target instance and try to import the same. If you're done with any lookup entries, any changes. If that lookup is already available in target instance, it won't overwrite along with your integration. Okay. So this is all about migration concept. Any doubt here? Just need to import and export and configure. So I will place my end-to-end integrations, stage 1 and stage for DBCS. While migrating, you need to configure your own connections, whichever report service, FTP service, and the ERP cloud adapter. These three connections you need to replace with my integration, so that your integration will be open as expected. If you're not configured as expected, it won't open your connections in the integration. It will keep on throwing errors. So this is all about the integrations. We are done with the integrations. We pretty much covered all the concepts. Okay. Tomorrow onwards, we'll start, HCM, Human Capital Management technical topics, which is HDL process, how to load the employee data. So,
Vijay, can you please share the
your voice is breaking here. Arvind, your voice is breaking.
Is it audible now?
Yeah, somewhat better.
Yeah, I need the DBTNS details, Vijay. So can you please share that?
DBTNS details.
TNS details.
It's already there in
Yes,
your
yes.
G drive. It's already there in your G drive, Google Drive. There is a wallet is already uploaded. Just unzip the wallet. You can find the TNS service name. Just copy the service name in your FTP instance. Already I configured, right? Okay. Anybody has any questions?
Okay.
Vijay, I have one question.
Yeah, Vishal.
So you have one upload the drive file like GPN system sharing integration custom and item number, but is not support, sir, because extension is a catalog file.
Okay.
That's why.
And I'm not getting your question.
Extension is a file that is catalog, not catalog file, not HDO or HDM.
No, yeah, I'm not clear your question. Can you speak somewhat loudly? Yeah, repeat again.
Yesterday you have upload your drive file, custom number and item number. But that number will be output is that for at ping the message.
You're not getting output?
No, sir, not getting output.
You need to pass the proper build to site to numbers. First, you need to get the data from the application and try to pass the same.
Okay, try it. Yes.
Okay. You mean to say whichever reports I have been uploaded, you are not able to see the output.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You need to pass the proper values in order to see the output. Okay, that's it for today. Tomorrow onwards, we'll start the same, and requesting everyone try to practice this OIC thoroughly. This is most important for us as the Fusion Technical.
Vijay, can you share the AR invoice text file?
AR invoice?
TXT file.
Which file? Text file?
Yeah.
Data file?
Yeah, sure. Data file. Dummy data
Yeah, I will
file.
place in the drive. No problem. Okay. Thanks to everyone. We'll connect tomorrow same time.